Hello, hello. All right, I have created a new indicator for you guys to calculate your automatic position sizing while you are in a trade or while you are spectating a trade is what I meant to say. So essentially you'll see this table over here and account balance. I have it set, this is more so for prop firm trading essentially. So you can change the account balance to 50K if you want, and then just adjust the risk percentage. Doesn't matter. I think about it better because of risk to ruin values as what my drawdown is, and then how much of my drawdown I want to risk. Um, so essentially that's what these first two values are. Asset type, we're going to be looking at futures. You can also choose like dollar based if you want to look at Bitcoin or some stock or anything else really. Contract type, it'll populate with what you have it set to. So like in this case, I should be on the MNQ chart. And yeah, so risk type / stop loss, I have several different values that you can choose of a location where your stop loss would be located at, dollar per tick. Looking at which asset you're looking at, this value will change. Like if it's ES, for example, this will be like, I don't know, I think it's for like $1 per tick would be like 12.5 for ES, for example. So anyway, it'll auto populate with that. Risk distance, this is the distance from the current price of the current candle down to whatever stop loss location you choose. Risk amount is 10% of 2,500, and then it'll auto calculate your position size here. So that way, when you are looking to enter a trade, you automatically know your correct position size in order to risk this dollar amount. So with that, just a brief rundown. These lines here are the different types of risk type stop loss locations that I put on here. I just made it to where you can plot them essentially. So let's just kind of run through this nice and slow. So account balance, you can change this to whatever you want. If you're using a 250K account, I believe it's like 6,500. You can just type that in. How much of the 6,500 do you want to risk essentially? And as you can see, it'll auto populate these values over here. Risk amount, now we're risking $650. Say you want to look at Bitcoin, you can change that to dollar based. It'll change all these numbers here. So let's go over to a Bitcoin chart real quick, just so you can kind of see what we're looking at. So change this to dollar based, and it will change all your values. So you're still risking $650. You would have 1.3 Bitcoin in order to risk your $650. Your distance is currently set at the 200 EMA. You can change that very easily. Just change this to like 55. It'll auto populate with where you're at, or say you want to go about 100 or whatever else you want to do. It'll auto populate and choose your position risk. It'll also change your EMA on the plot here. So let's go with something a little higher. It'll change that. That's not even on the screen there. It's way down here. So it's very user friendly. It's made to just calculate your position size, show you all these different points on charts and everything. So the different places that I put to choose your stop loss location essentially is obviously an EMA of your choice. Type in whatever EMA you want to work off of based off the strategy. You could do like a specific tick loss. So like say you want to have 50 ticks or 100 ticks as your stop loss, something along those lines. You can do a percentage loss, like let's say 0.5% or 2% or whatever. That'll essentially put your stop loss down here at the specific location, and it'll auto calculate your position size for it. You can do ATR values if you want, so the average true range of the last candles. This is set to the last 14 candles. It's looking at the average size of those candles, and then it's going to multiply that size by 1.5, and then it'll plot your lines here on the chart. You can also look back at previous high or low of candles, a specific look back at candles. So I have it set to 10 currently. And so essentially all these lines here can be toggled on and off if you just want to look at just your EMA or something, or you just want to look at where your EMA candle look back stop loss is. You can do that. You can look at just like I think I have it set to 0.5% away from current price. So all these different things, you can have them all on or have them all off, whatever you want. they're really just to show you where your stop loss would be located and how your position sizing got calculated into it. So let's just kind of back off here and we'll just look at EMA stop loss for the present moment. Okay, so let's go back down to like 2500, the normal 50K drawdown. Let's go back to futures. You can choose different future types here. All of the micros are here, and then a few of the minis that we can trade. I can add more to this if you want, but nobody's really trading anything except for what's listed there, so I just stuck with those for now. So let's see. Let's change this back to 55, and we're gonna have to change the back to the MNQ chart. So now this is plotting the 55 EMA here. It is looking at the distance between where the current price is and where the 55 EMA is, and then it's calculating if you entered a trade right now at this very price, you would want to go about 3 micros long to risk your $250, which would be down to the 55 EMA. So anyway, this is giving you a nice ballpark, immediate estimate of what you're looking at. And all these other ones are just options for you to choose where you want your stop loss location at. So pretty straightforward, I'd say. That's about all there is to it. And looks like my mouse just died on me. There we go. Need to charge it after this. So yeah, lots of different ways to look at it. You can look at candle look back, either the high or the low of the previous candle. You can look at EMAs, you can look at specific percentage loss, specific tick loss, ATR multipliers, or previous high or low. And you can do this for dollar-based or futures. You can change the contract type and it'll automatically calculate. So let's go to something, let's go to like ES, for example. So now we're on the ES chart and we are set to candle look back loss. So let's just go to EMA loss. And as you can see, I also have to change this to ES. So this is why I put all this over here, so you are making sure your chart is matching what's over here, your account balance, how many dollars you want to risk, all that sorts of things. So down to the 55 EMA, there is a 5.3 point difference between where price currently is and where the 55 EMA is. So if you do $250 of position risk amount that you want, and you divide that by 5.3, which is the risk distance, and then the 5.3 times 12.5, you would get your position size of 3.8. So essentially, this is just to do the math for you. If you guys want it on your chart, it's there for you. If you want some other risk type like stop loss locations, just let me know. It wouldn't be too difficult to add different ones in. I did about the most basic of ones that we use in most of the strategies. So anyway, this is a phenomenal tool to, while you're live trading, be applying. You can have all these different options, or just, choose one if you just want. Or so like for this example, it's plotting a line at the lowest point within the last 10 candles, which is now this candle here. So if you change this over to candle look back loss, it will now update your values to 0.7 because now there is a 29.5 point difference here between these 2 points. So anyway, it's just calculating your position size. So you enter the same amount on every trade. You're risking the same amount on every trade, and it's just supposed to make your life a little bit easier. So hope that this helped, and if you have any questions or anything, this is meant to be a real quick video. And yeah, if you want anything else added to this, it wouldn't be too difficult to do. I added the ones that I use regularly and made everything user input friendly. So if you want to change this to, you want to risk 200 ticks or something, then it's very easy to change that around. Same for percentage loss, EMAs, ATR values, and if you want to change this to the last 50 candles, you can do that as well. You can plot all these stop loss locations on here, and yeah, just pretty much use it to calculate your position size automatically. It's not going to affect anything you have on charts or anything. It's just going to calculate your position size for you. So anyway, I'll cut this off. How many minutes has it been? I don't know if it tells me. Anyway, I don't know where to find it. So anyway, just a couple minutes hopefully, and I hope you enjoy this video.